Hello everyone, my name is Dynasty and this is going to be my culturally responsive library project. I'm not in classroom at the moment, so this is from our Houston Public Library. The 7 topics I will be talking about today is gender, race, disability, sexual orientation, language, economic diversity, and religion. So starting off with gender, out of the 50 books that I chose at random, we had 38 female characters, 38 male characters, 2 non-binary, non-gender specific characters, and 10 non-human characters. Out of those, there were 22 main female characters, 24 main male characters, 1 non-binary, non-gender specific main character, and 7 non-human main characters. I believe that this book did serve as a good window and mirror for the children, but it did lack in the non-binary, non-gender specific area. So the books that I would recommend is 1, A House for Everyone. This is a good book about Jackson, who's a boy that likes to wear dresses, and Ivy is a girl who likes her hair cut really short. Alex doesn't feel like just a boy or just a girl. And this is just following 3 good friends who are all the same, but know they are all different, and they just all enjoy being friends. So the second book I have is called The Reflection in Me. This is a story of self-love that teaches children that their physical layer is just that, 1 layer, and underneath all of that is a rich tapestry of attributes that make them unique and wonderful. This serves to empower children and readers of all ages to find the courage to look inside and love themselves just as they are, regardless of what they may look like. The next one is My Shadow is Purple. This is a powerful story of being who you are, in a deviation from the traditional gender norms of associating blue with masculinity and pink with femininity. The child's shadow is purple, and this is supposed to symbolize gender fluid, and basically just, being whoever you want to be. Next up, we have race, and this library did serve as a good mirror and window for race. So if we're looking at the books, there were 23 Black characters, 6 Asian, 5 Latin, 3 Native, 2 Middle Eastern, 27 white, and 10 non-human. Out of those, the main characters were 19 Black people, 3 Asian, 2 Latin, 2 Native, 1 Middle Eastern, 19 white, and 10 non-human. Looking at the students in my class, which this is a made-up class. Like I said, I'm not in a classroom right now. So my made-up class of 17 students, I have 3 Black students, 2 Asian, 5 Latin, 1 Native. I don't have any Middle Eastern children in my class, and I do have 6 white children. So if we're looking at the books in regards to the students in my class, everyone is being represented, and everyone has an opportunity to see their lives reflected in a book. Moving on to the disability section. Now, I didn't find any books on disability, even when I was kind of intentionally looking for them. So the 3 book suggestions I would make to strengthen this area is My Hearing, My Way. This is a children's book as a resource for promoting acceptance and encouraging full-time hearing aid use, fostering a positive mindset towards hearing loss. The next book we have is called My Friend Has Autism, but he is no different from me. And this story hopes to increase autism awareness. So the book celebrates diversity by telling a story about a young boy who lives with autism. And this is a great introductory children's book to inform readers about children living with autism. Next up, we have Tag Your It. This is about Gabby, who lives with cerebral palsy and is nonverbal. Her brother Nikki does the talking for her, and this story shows how a child can celebrate their abilities within their disability, find acceptance, and create awareness for those around them. Next up, we have sexual orientation. So this was another section that also struggled. I did intentionally look for books about sexual orientation, and there weren't really too many. So the two books that I did find is Grandpa's Pride and It's Pride Baby. So this library only had those two books. It did not serve as a good window, as exposure to different sexual orientations does help normalize the idea that love and relationships come in various forms. For children who identify as LGBTQ or figuring out their sexuality, seeing their experiences reflected in literature can be affirming and help them understand their own identities. So by promoting understanding, these books can help reduce bullying and discrimination. So the two books that I would recommend is Jacob's New Dress. This book is about the identity of a boy and how he chooses to express himself through his love of dresses. It shows the uncertainty of his parents and their attempts to be supportive despite few role models. The second book would be When Aiden Became a Brother. And so Aiden is a transgender boy who experiences complicated emotions as he and his parents prepare for the arrival of a new baby. Aiden becomes overstimulated by the amount of people who ask gendered questions or have gendered expectations during the time to prepare for a new baby. So Aiden tries to protect his new siblings so they don't have to endure what he did growing up as a transgender. Moving on, we have economic diversity. This did serve as a really good window. These are only 6 books of the many that were in the library. So we have Step by Step, we have The Freedom Song, By Heart, Equality's Call, The World Belonged to Us, and Healing Days. And all of these address economic struggle or poverty. Moving on, we have language. So moving back to my class, there are 6 students in my class that speak another language other than English. However, out of all the books, there were none that represented multilingual speakers. So my suggestions for this would be Spanish is My Superpower. This book takes an empathetic approach to being bilingual and teaches children how amazing and unique it is to be able to speak more than one language. Another one is I'm New Here. 3 students are immigrants from Guatemala, Korea, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, Somalia, and have trouble speaking, writing, and sharing ideas in English in their new American elementary school. Through self-determination and with encouragement from their peers and teachers, the students learn to feel confident and comfortable in their new school without losing a sense of their home country, language, and identity. And the next one is My Abuela and Me. Mia's abuela has left her sunny house with parrots and palm trees to live with Mia and her parents in the city. While they cook, Mia helps Abuela learn English, and Mia learns some Spanish too, but it's still hard for Abuela to learn enough words to tell Mia her stories. And then Mia sees a parrot in the pet shop window and gets this idea of like a way to teach the parrot how to communicate between the both of them. Moving on to our last section is religion. Now, this was a really tough one. I didn't find any books on religion. And even when I was like searching them up, book recommendations online, there wasn't really many good books that kind of represented religion. So one recommendation I would have is called Jaheim's First Kwanzaa. Jaheim learns the importance of honoring his cultural roots. He is introduced to Kwanzaa as a family tradition. African American families gather together to celebrate their culture and heritage. So wrapping things up here, the library as a window and mirror overall, the children's book section of the library did not serve as a good window. And I say that because there were so many sections that just weren't touched on, and they didn't have enough experience to reflect with the children. And a lot of books lack diverse characters or experiences, and this can leave some children like feeling unseen or undervalued. My class has students of all backgrounds, and not all children have access to the books that represent their realities, so this can create a divide in understanding and connection. Moving forward, we would like to see more books in those areas that, lack diversity.